DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another awesome episode of the MIXINVIXENS, where we are going to be going over a donut recipe, and we have some new girls to hang out with us. We've got Demented, also known as Courtney. Hello. And we have Demilin. How are you doing?
Dimly, you gotta unmute.
Yeah, you're still muted.
Duh, no. Hi.
There you go. Hey, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And then, of course, always we've got Jen, TheJuiceFairy.
Hey, guys.
And we have RinVapes.
Hi.
How's everyone doing today?
Fantastic. I'm really happy to be here, guys. Had a day. Ooh, my phone's ringing on that. I've had a day of doing stuff with family, and I was like, I gotta go. I got a show to do. Because this is my break from reality, everybody.
Your time to just chill out with the girls, you know?
That's right. This is my fun time. Plus, I get to torture you guys with my recipe, especially you, Emily. I just want to give you a shout out for putting it on my ATFs and, you know.
Yeah. No problem. Anytime.
No, anytime. That's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, she's running late. So she's like, hey, can you put this up there for me? I'm like, sure, no problem. And I look, and it's got like 20 goddamn ingredients in it. It takes like an hour. Yeah, the whole time just cursing Jen.
And let me tell you, we don't hear Emily cuss very often, but today she said she will probably next time look at the recipe before she ever says just okay when I ask her to post something.
That's okay. I'm glad I can help. So, Demilin and Demented, Courtney, how'd you guys find mixing your recipes? Did you enjoy this profile?
Not at all. Donuts.
At least she's honest.
Yeah. Donuts are very irritating because it's all the Play-Doh, and I just want something that tastes like a stinking donut. And the workarounds are quite silly at this point. But I mean, I tried to get as close as I could, but since I didn't mix, I just mixed it on Friday. Who knows what it's going to taste like? But it tastes pretty good. But as far as going through that, and doing the research on the donuts, nobody really knows how to do a donut. So this is a good show.
Yeah, donut is definitely one of those profiles that there's not a lot of ones out there that are done right. You know, that, and there's still a lot of the older flavors that we have had to work with have just tasted really bad.
That's true. And also with the picture, you said cinnamon donut, but I image searched the picture and it turned up to be a apple cider donut.
Well, you know what? It probably is. I know a couple of the girls did apple cider. I happen to do cinnamon. So.
Okay.
I'm one of the ones that did apple cider.
Me too.
Hey, I'm the one who thought that it was pineapple on the damn glasses of eggnog. So, so don't take my my word for what stuff is. That's why this show is so awesome, because you can interpret the picture however you want.
And depending on the hue on your laptop and how it comes across, it could look like a different color.
Yeah, and I don't really like cake donuts, so as soon as I saw it, and that's why I wasn't playing along this week. I didn't know I was going to be on until a couple days ago. And I'm like, cake donuts.
Surprise!
Yeah, and so then it was like, well, shit, I don't have anything. But I figured it out. I winged it.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you guys mixing some stuff up for us. Now, before we get into the recipes, does anyone have anything kind of noteworthy that they've been mixing up or vaping that they want to talk about?
No, all I want to talk about is the 10 versions of this one that I made. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really want to talk about it, but this is actually one of my favorite profiles. So getting it, I've never done it with donut. So getting it to become a donut instead of my usual apple cider was the most fun thing for me because I was playing with all kinds of flavors and all kinds of combinations. I actually took what is normally my apple cider recipe and turned it into a donut, and it was fun. But I haven't had time to play with anything else other than that.
Cool.
Yeah, I haven't really mixed up anything except for the stuff for the donut and noted testers, which are boring. So
I tried Flavora eggnog.
Oh, you finally tried it.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you think?
Years. It's good. I think it could benefit from a little bit more creaminess, but I did mix it low, like 1%. I don't know typically what it's mixed at.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, I've seen some people go 1.5, 2 on it, but it is more like top note spicy. It could use some more body, some more cream to fill it out. But it's, as far as eggnog, it's like the best one out there, you know, like, so.
Yeah. Certainly better than Lorianne's because that stuff was vile.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It tastes like a sunny side up egg, like you're eating straight egg.
That's weird.
Which
Is there spice to it?
Not that I recall, and I won't try it again.
So, I mean, there are recipes I can think of that you might want to add a little bit of that to add more of an eggy note, like if you're doing a custard or something. Do you think that would work? No?
I mean, if you like egg notes, maybe. Like, but you remember, I hate Capella's be custard.
Oh, true.
because it's eggy. So, nah. And then I tried the Wonder Flavor Smooth Cappuccino. That's really good as well.
Yeah, I like that one. It's pretty good coffee. No burnt tires or anything.
I stopped talking because there's an echo somewhere.
Oh, I'm not hearing one.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. I put myself on mute to see if it was mine. I'm hearing it. I asked in the chat to see if anybody in chat can hear it or if it's me hearing it on my end. But I'm hearing an echo when Rin is speaking. So it's somebody's speakers that are picking up the sound. I'm not sure who it is, but I muted myself while everybody else was talking to see if anybody else could hear.
I think it's me. You had me turn up my microphone now, and my speakers are on my desk, really close to the camera. So I'll mute when I'm not talking.
That's good.
Okay. All right.
I've been working on some pod mixes, and that's just not going very well. Because I picked up a jewel, and then I got one of these little guys. How cute is that?
Oh yeah.
And so I want to mix for them, but even this one mutes, you know? I mean,
yeah,
I can understand the mute of the jewel, but because you barely taste any flavor on any of them except for the mint, and it's like.
Yeah, when you're mixing for pods, you have to go like really simple and really high because you just don't get the flavor.
Right, and it's like, you know, you have to like turn back the clock and go back to when he first started mixing and mix those, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Do you have a Nautilus Mini, like a regular one, to compare in flavor and that versus the Nautilus Mini?
And the Mini, this one tastes so much better than this one. It's crazy talk. And I don't know why.
So glad you said that because you just saved me $40.
Because this really is a great vape, the Naughty Mini. It's a pain in the ass to fill because you got to take the bottom off.
That's the old bottom fill. Yeah.
And it's a little bit, you know, but I think what it is this one, since I have it on this little tiny guy, I can go up to 15 watts. And I don't know what this is firing at, but maybe that's the problem. Although you get a good hit from it.
Do you have this 0.7 ohm coil in there? Or the 1.2?
I'm not sure.
That makes a difference in the pods too. The 0.7 ohm coil in the pod is a little bit more flavorful. So I'm not sure what it came with, but I think it should have come with 2 coils. One's going to be a 1.2 and the other one's 0.75.
Well,
how about when you try the 0.75, let me know how that flavor is.
Yeah, the breeze is supposed to be like it in between, right? Like better than a pod, but like still, you know.
That's actually the Nautilus Mini pod system. So that one is even better than the breeze. I have the breeze.
This one you put the little you know, coil inside there, and then it has a little airflow on the side, which is nice. So you can get the airflow going. A lot of people complain about the fill port, and just with our normal, you know, these kind of tips, you know, it goes in. I haven't had any problems. The only problem with this I'm having is I keep pressing the side button to fire it.
Is that a button, or is that just your finger?
This is a like 2 buttons that you go like that, and then the
oh yeah, it's got you tricked.
Oh, so you push it thinking it's a fire button?
Yeah, and then here's the fire button right here. So I push this, and then this goes pop. Damn it! So I'll get used to it. But
good to know. Good to know. Thank you for the review. I needed to see all that because I'm a pod person.
Yeah, I love it though. I love the jewel. The jewel is slick, and man, that 50 milligram salts kick your butt.
Ooh, I bet that would take your head for a spin.
Oh,
50 milligrams, jeez.
Wonderful.
I use 25 when I'm testing pod stuff, and it's just like gives me a buzz.
It's crazy how
I use 18. I use 18 across the board. I mean, I could do. I go up to 25 just to test what it would taste like with that much nicotine, but that's it. 18 is my max.
I made my old peachalope in 18 milligram and put it in here. It's okay, but it's definitely muted. You know, so.
How old is what year did you create that peachalope?
Oh, 2012. It was one of my first mixes that I lived on for about a year.
And what system were you vaping that on at the time?
Mostly the Kanger T3, you know, Clearo looking things. You know,
I think you're just spoiled with flavor now because surely.
Oh yeah. I mean, the vape difference between this and this is ridiculous, but I mean, it's all what you want to use it for, you know. It's just like running out or something.
I actually get a 1.2 ohm coils and put it in my Nautilus Mini 2 and use that indoors, and I won't say where indoors. But because it doesn't make any noise, it's nice and quiet, and the vapor is minor at 60-40. Oh yeah, that's another question. What are you mixing at for that pod? 60-40? 40?
This 50? One I mix 50-50.
Wow, and it's still muted, huh?
Oh, it's really muted. I can't. I mean, it's about 60% of the flavor of the regular flavor that I normally taste. And it's weird because it's the same freaking coil in both of them. You know,
yeah, that's really weird.
I think Suck My Mod mentioned that it might be because this is all plastic and this is glass. You might get better flavor. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That doesn't.
Interesting.
But thanks for the heads up.
Sure, anytime.
That saves me money.
So that's what I've been up to is trying to figure out mixes for these pod systems because they're in desperate need of flavor.
So DeMelon, we've seen you around, like in chats and stuff for like the YouTube videos, but I'd like to talk a little bit about both of you guys, a little bit about your mixes. What's one of your mixes that you're really proud of that you kind of want people to know about?
Let's let Demented go.
Probably my Deeply Demented, because I took a whole bunch of flavors that smelled good to me, and somebody told me you'll never make those work together. I'm like, oh, hold my beer and watch this. Loved it.
Now, what's in that one? What are those flavors?
It's kind of like if you took like triple sec and bourbon and brandy and some simple syrup of like bergamot, or you just swirl it all together, and it just comes up with this like boozy, warm, citrusy, sweet goop. Wow. And my husband even liked it. My son likes it, and they aren't really keen on bergamot, and so I was like, yes, I did it.
Nice. And what about you, Jamilin?
I work kind of hard on this one that I like. It's a Ramus Fizz. I don't know if you've ever had that drink in the morning with breakfast. It's kind of like an adult beverage. It's like a milkshake, white looking milkshake kind of looking thing with gin in it and oranges, and it has gin. So I got some pure gin from Flavor Monks. I sent away to, where are they, in Berlin or something, and I threw that in the cart because I was going for a couple other different flavors from them. And so I mixed that one up, and because I love Ramus Fizz, they're so good, and it came out really close, I would think, to a real Ramus Fizz. So I really like that one.
Nice.
Fun. It was my first booze one too. I've never done booze vapes because I'm always afraid if you vape a booze thing, you're gonna smell like you're drinking, and I don't want to smell like I'm drinking.
Booze is getting more and more popular. I think with Vape Train coming out with some really good boozy flavors, and it just seems to kind of be a trend that's going up. That a lot more people are vaping or mixing for like the drinky boozy stuff. And I think it's interesting that you both have boozes that are your kind of one mix that you want people to know about. This is awesome.
I want to point out that it does not come with that hangover the next day.
Even better.
Away.
That's a good plus side.
That's a good point. You can vape drinks without the hangover, and you can vape donuts without going to your hips.
Yeah, smacking them right there.
So speaking of donuts, maybe we should get into our recipes. What do you think, girls?
Sure, why not?
Who would like to go first? Jen or Red? Or me?
I'll go first. I haven't been first in a while. Let me see if
I get the novel out of the way.
Let's get yours done and out of the way. Yours is a headache, and not just because I put it in.
Okay, sounds good to me. Let's pull it up. Let me know when it's up, if anybody can see it. Chat. I count on you guys to tell me when. All right. So basically, like I said earlier, I usually make an apple cider, and I converted it to a donut. With that being the case, it's almost like combining two recipes, so that's why it's got that many flavors. Apple pie filling and Fuji apple with Dutch apple pie from Flavor West for all the yummy dictone goodness in it. I mixed those three to make my apple my apple pie type flavor, and then I bumped it up with the liquid amber, makes it the boozy part of it, and a little bit of Flavora bourbon. The Flavora bourbon adds the warmth to it, and the liquid amber adds the cooked apple notes and kind of makes it into the cider part of it. And with the Flavora apple pie filling, the apple pie filling has some very nice spicy notes. It's got the cinnamonish, but it's got other spicy notes that are undescribable to me. I can't pinpoint exactly what they are, but they're perfect for an apple pie. And the Dutch apple pie from Flavor West is actually my favorite apple pie. So it's got some cinnamon notes too, but it's got some nice pie crust notes in it. Then I added to make my donut, of course I'm going to use Ebola at 2.5%. That's my donut, but I find that sometimes it's missing. I like more of a cakey type donut. So that's where the vanilla cupcake comes in. I added the cake notes to it and made it filled in the airiness of a fried donut into more of a cake donut type. And then I used just a tad of funnel cake. Not a whole lot of funnel cake, but enough funnel cake, because you can't use a lot of it, otherwise you get the Play-Doh notes, but enough funnel cake to turn that vanilla cupcake into more of a donut type. 0.10% you think wouldn't make a big difference, but when it comes to donuts, it can. And I found in one of my variations, I used 0.25 and 0.5, and all of those I could taste the Play-Doh. At 0.10, I didn't really pick it up once it was mixed with the Cipolla and the vanilla cupcake, and it steeped out. Now I used meringue and caramel for the outer sugary glaze type part of it, and for the sweetened part, it's sweet enough with that Dutch apple pie from Flavor West. That's a pretty sweet one. And so is the Flora apple pie filling. So I was still trying to give it a sugary outside note. And I know that there's a lot of sugars options out there, but I still find that meringue, you put meringue in anything and you're golden. So that's my cheat note right there. I used the meringue, and then I used the caramel to darken it up to make the sugar into a browner kind of sugar. I've been enjoying the hell out of this. It's awesome fall bake. Questions?
You should like it. Damn near every flavor's in there.
I love you. Smart ass.
I was afraid to use the funnel because I opened it up and took one whiff, and I'm like, no freaking way that's going near my mix. But you're right that, I was reading that a lot of people use it very little bit, but I found that if I could smell it straight away out of the bottle, it's not going in.
Yeah, and there are people that are more sensitive than others, so definitely why I used it really, really low, because some people will be sensitive to the flavor, and they really, I would say it's optional, but really I found that it was needed to mix with that vanilla cupcake in order not to turn it too much into a cake. But it's low.
Because really, it does have that specific donut flavor that we all so desperately want.
And I opted for that one instead of using one of the donuts, because the other donuts have too much sweetness to them, and I did not want to change the integrity of the Cipolla. I did not want to change the integrity of the actual Cipolla that I use for my main donut note. So I didn't want to use another donut. Even though funnel cake is on the donut side, it's not as sweet.
I like when funnel cake is used low like this as an added to other bakeries to kind of give it that greasy kind of, junky feel to it.
Cipolla has plenty of a greasy feel to it. So I couldn't use too much of it, but it does have, I find that, so a lot of people say that, I have said a couple of times that funnel cake is what Joy should have been. And I enjoy Joy, and I debated and I flipped a coin and I was like, should I use Joy? Well, too many people don't like it, so they don't have it. I feel like more people have tried the funnel cake than the Joy, because the Joy has gotten some hate mail. So I figured I'd put out something that more people might have the actual ingredients that go in it. I didn't use anything that was off the wall. I used everything that was within a line that people might be able to make it.
And I want to hear more about this Flavor West Dutch apple pie. This is the first time I ever seeing this in a recipe. Is it more crust forward or apple, or is it more spicy? What's it like?
It's caramel, apple, and pie.
All in one, just kind of
cinnamon in it. It's got some cinnamon. It's not super strong. It is my favorite apple pie. I can take Flavor West Dutch apple pie at 5% with Fuji at 3% and enjoy it just like that. It would not be as full as everything else, but I can take those two and just run out the door with it as a shake and bake. You know what would make it great too? Flavor West caramel cinnamon roll, Fuji, and Dutch apple pie. Those three together, you're in it. You're in it to win it. Run out the door. 3 flavor bangers.
What was the second flavor?
Dutch apple pie, caramel cinnamon roll, and Fuji apple.
Oh, and Fuji apple, yeah.
And your coils will be black in about 3 drags.
It'll be so worth it. Carol's
True.
Man, you'll end up with a big old mound of sugar on burnt sugar on your coils.
Actually, the caramel cinnamon roll doesn't have any of those sugar molecules that some of Flavor West's flavors have. What is that? The
fructose?
The sugar syrup. It doesn't have that. It's one caramel that doesn't. But it's not as bad of a coil gunker as, let's say, yellow cake or as their caramel candy. So I can go about 2 tanks full without getting too much of a coil gunk in it. Have you tried that one, Dimlin?
No, but I know that the ones that have that from Flavor West, my coils just get
it doesn't have the sugar syrup.
And that's what, like the Wonder flavors, that some of them they're adding sweetener to theirs. So you have to watch out when you're buying theirs if you don't want sweetener in your flavoring to begin with. So that's something to look out for.
Yeah, a lot of their flavors are very sweet and have that sucrose added.
In the description, they say that whether or not they've added sweetener, so you can always double check there. But I don't know.
I also and I vape at about, let's see what I'm at 44. Can you see that? 44 watts. And my coil is at 0.48. So I'm not going super high, and it's a tank. So I can go 3 tanks without it being, I can go a day with that mix, with that 3 flavor mix, because it's delicious.
And like what you say, some flavors are worth changing your coils for.
I am anal about that shit. I am crazy. I change my cotton near about every day, maybe every other day. So, and I dry burn my coil, and I change my cotton out. I can't vape one flavor over the other.
I'm a completely different type of vapor then.
Yeah, I mean, I just
dump whatever's next
and everything. I get a sore throat if my coils get dirty, too dirty. I'm don't pay me no mind. I'm a little crazy.
A little.
No, it would be nice if I could
just
do
like
that.
saying there's a little bit of ingredients in this recipe. I'll stop picking on you. They're flaming me in the chat.
Are they? Good.
Guys, come on.
Go, guys. Defend me. Rin's being me.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that, Jen. And I like how you use the flavors that you use. There's a lot of them there, but I like it's refreshing to see some of those flavors like funnel cake and the Dutch apple pie, flavors that you don't see very often. So
yeah, I definitely made this for deliciousness and not for coil friendliness.
So I guess what I want to know is with that meringue in there, because meringue can kind of dull bakery flavor sometimes, and with all the different bakery flavors, the pie crust and the cupcake and the Zappola, is it kind of all blended into one cohesive like cake donut flavor, or can you taste everything kind of separately?
It does taste like a apple pie cider donut. It does. The meringue did not mute it out. It almost tastes, it's a taste in your mouth versus in your throat with the meringue, where it almost tastes like the sugar crystals are hitting your tongue. Delicious.
I'm missing 2 of the freaking flavors.
What are you missing?
That Dutch apple
pie. You're screwed.
Yeah. And what else? The bourbon. I don't have the bourbon.
The bourbon can be subbed. I have used TFA Kentucky bourbon in one of my mixes, and actually the apple pie I also made a version with Flavor Art apple pie. It wasn't as apple forward, and didn't have as much caramel, but it was not a bad recipe. It just wasn't as thick.
Okay.
I'm
Nice.
telling you, I made like 5, 6, 7, 8 versions of this.
So
And I
what's your
baked all of them.
what's your secret apple cider? You said that it was the bourbon along with the
Wait,
Fuji
we were
apple.
talking about we weren't talking about my apple cider. We were talking about my donut, my apple pie, my
The
apple
donut
cider.
part, but now I'm just wondering about the apple cider part.
That might be in another show.
Okay.
Alrighty, I'll go next.
Yay.
Mine, okay, I just did a cinnamon donut. I didn't do the apple cider nonsense. But, so it's really simple and
Apple cider nonsense?
yeah, no, apple cider donut sounds amazing. And I would love to vape it, but I didn't go that route. I just went super simple cinnamon donut. The apple cider is in the glass and not the donut in that picture. So, I did 2% Wonder Flavors deep fried pastry dough, 1% FA meringue, 1% Flavor West sweetener, and 3% FA Zappola. Because both Zappola, or Zeppola, however you want to say it, and deep fried pastry dough, they both have a bit of cinnamon in it. So like it's just kind of a cake donut with some little bit of cinnamon sugar on it. Like doesn't have a whole bunch of cinnamon. It's very lightly dusted, if you will, with cinnamon.
Nice. I'm actually pulling it up right here so that I can ask you a bunch of questions like you asked me, because it's only fair if I.
There's not really much to say about this recipe. It's
What do you mean?
great, but it's not terrible. Like it's one of those things that I'm not like everyone needs to go mix this up right now. But if you want to mix it up, cool. It's pretty good.
Well, how long did you steep it?
Like 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And what did it do from beginning to end?
Well, the Zeppola just kind of mingled with everything. Like Zeppola stands out like a sore thumb no matter what. But when it's freshly mixed, especially, it's like boom, like in your face, like hi, I'm Zeppola, welcome to the party. But like as it's steeped, this 2 different kind of cinnamons just kind of intermingled with that meringue and just blended together.
Did it fade or did it get stronger?
Neither. Like because it did like neither or both. Because like I said in the beginning, the Zeppola is right in your face, and so it seems like maybe it faded at the end, but the flavors also got more prominent, but as a together cohesiveness instead of individual. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like it became a donut.
Yeah.
Cool.
With the meringue now, I thought meringue was used to fluff. And if you're going for a heavy cake donut, wouldn't meringue fluff it too much?
No, it depends on which meringue. To fluff, I would use TFA meringue. To sweeten up and get sugar crystals, I use FA meringue.
Yeah, I use FA meringue. Yeah, that's what I was trying to go for, was the crystals, like the cinnamon sugar, like crystals on the top. And I thought, I could use meringue for that. But it didn't fluff it. It kind of mellowed or blended, but it didn't really fluff things too much.
Did you get the sugary crystal taste in your mouth with it, though?
Not like super accurately. No.
Okay. I'm just asking because I can't. I'm trying to see the recipe, but I don't have my stream running. I popped out my chat, but I left the stream out.
Oh yeah.
So it's really small, and I couldn't tell what percentage you used and if you were getting the sugary.
2 deep fried pastry dough, 3 Zappola, 1 meringue, and 1 sweetener.
So is that why you asked me if that 1 meringue made mine into 1 cohesive flavor? Because you feel like that's what meringue did for yours?
Did I ask you that?
Mm-hmm.
I thought someone else asked you
myself. I had to explain myself, so now you got to explain yourself.
Probably, I guess, because meringue kind of does that. Like it's it softens edges and it kind of blends sometimes.
It's like ketchup. It makes everything better.
Yeah, well, that too, definitely. Like, oh, you're doing something sweet in a bakery and add meringue because it'll make it better.
Definitely.
I really wish we had something that was like sugar crystals. Like that's hard to do.
Fresh. That's all Fresh has been wanting is a granulated sugar.
Basic raw sugar does that a little bit, and 101 powdered sugar, it's not really granulated, but it does kind of have that like sugary flavor.
I find that it's drier though, and it can dry out of the powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do get powdered sugar, which is nice.
It is good. And that dryness helps with the authenticity of. I mean, you think of powdered sugar, it's dry.
It's beyond dry.
Yeah, the powder.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next?
Oh, you're ready for the attention to be taken off of you. Okay.
Yep.
Who's next?
I'll go next.
Girls, we got Rin.
I'll go.
You'll go. Let's do it.
All righty then. So, I had to try and figure out that donut base. So I kind of cheated a little bit yesterday morning on Fresh's show, and I asked all those mixing brainiacs what their go-tos were, and I got all different go-tos, and so left me back at square one. But so I tried a couple of different ones, and this one is better than the other two. But the apple filling is just delightful. Go get the apple filling. It's just an amazing flavor. It's like the perfect apple filling. It's really good.
I agree 100%.
Then I think I'll just end up vaping that out by its own after this. The deep fried pastry dough, because I wanted to add some of that greasiness to it and the friedness without getting icky, because that one can go get icky on you. And then the glazed donut seems to be, by Wonder Flavor, seems to be the only acceptable donut flavoring out there. But I do not taste it one bit. But I just mixed this on Friday, so I don't taste donut at all in this mix.
Is that because you're not getting the Play-Doh?
I'm not getting any Play-Doh because, I didn't put Play-Doh stuff in there. But yeah, the only thing I'm really tasting in this whole mix at this point is the apple filling with slight undertones of some type of bakery thing going on. That's about it. And so if I was to do this over, I would definitely bring down the apple filling and make that, a high in the background. And, I would probably put that down to 0.25, because I just really wanted just a little touch of apple for the apple cider thing. And the apple cider thing comes from the apple filling with the liquid amber hitting it. And I just put a couple of drops in the 20 mils because that can take over pretty fast into some weirdness. But even that, I would probably put another drop in to cook up the to like taint the apple filling into a cider, like vinegar it out kind of thing. And then the pound cake by Flavora, just to fill out the cakiness of the donut, the cake donut. I'd love to see what this is going to do in a couple of weeks. I'm going to definitely set the bottle aside and see if that donut comes out.
What does it taste like right now? Like an apple cake or more of an apple cider?
More of an somewhat close to an apple cider. It's not quite there yet. And with just like a little bit of bakery cake behind it. And it really needs time to develop, I think. Because I'm just hoping that glazed donut comes out somewhere. you know, because I use it at what?
I've never worked with that one, so I don't know.
I've tasted it like 2%, but I mean it is kind of fragile or like a delicate flavor. So I'm wondering if maybe like the pound cake and the apple filling are just like too much for it. But
I think that, yeah, I'm thinking the apple filling is really drowning out everything else at this point. So, you know, I just started working on this, and I have like 6 or 7 other ones that I want to try, and everywhere from using Zapola to churro, you know, because I really contemplated churro.
Churro from Capella or
yeah,
from, yeah, I just ordered that one. I haven't tried it yet.
I thought it would be perfect for this, but it does still lend a little bit towards the Play-Doh-ness.
Yeah, you do get the Play-Doh with that churro.
You know, but it's good, but because I made who was it? Two Talls or Sea Chemist's apple cider donut that he has out there. And it uses funnel cake and churro. And I made that a long time ago, and it was fabulous. You know, so I don't know. It's just trying to get away from
maybe in a week or so they'll come out and you'll be able to taste it.
Yeah, definitely update us if nothing else on the Facebook page.
Yeah, definitely. I'll let you know, because I'd love it if the donut came out behind this. Oh, it would be superb. But I think I might try mixing it again with, like I said, lower and raise and stuff like that. But one of the renditions I use is Zapola, and it just didn't do much for me as far as donuts go. So
what percent?
I think I used it. What did I use it at? Let me see. 3%. There's another rendition that I use at 4%. Then I was thinking of adding Innoware waffle. What do you think?
Oh,
I thought waffle might like make it something because it's so good. I just wanted to put it in there, but I didn't want it to taste like apple. I wanted it to taste like I wanted it to taste like a freaking donut, you know. So that was my
well, we'll just let it steep and then just update us. And do you still have the other versions that you made?
I only have 2 of them. I have this one and one that has the Zapola and all the other stuff inside of it.
Zapola needs a longer steep, so just set them aside and then come back to them in a couple of weeks and update us on the Facebook page.
Because the other one I used apple Fuji and liquid amber to make the what do you call it?
Cider.
The apple cider part, the cider parts. And it turned out pretty good as a cider. That's a pretty good cider base that people use. And I used it at 1.5 Fuji and 0.5 for the liquid amber, and that made a pretty nice cider, I think. You know, I tried to use beignets, but from 1-on-1, but that flavor just is too light of a flavor. It got stepped on too hard. And I used some rich cinnamon by Flavora. I diluted it to a 10% solution, and yeah, that recipe didn't make it.
Have any of you used Salubarome donuts, or beignet, is it sometimes called? I almost use that instead of Zapola, but it's more of a yeasty donut.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It tastes like Capella's, only less Play-Doh-y, if that makes sense.
Addie Tooney mentioned that croissant and crepes can simulate a heavy cake. It's that word simulate. like TFA vanilla cupcake is a freaking vanilla cupcake. You take one hit of that and you're like, damn, this is a cupcake. Why can't they do that with a donut, you know? I don't know. Anyway, any other questions?
We're trying to keep you on camera because you're not used to this, so we're trying to keep you stay front, because you go on the other shows where it's all everybody's on at once, and right now the camera is focused on you.
I know, man. You guys do this too weird. It's wrong. And
Well, thank you for sharing. It looks good. I might have to mix this up if
it's pretty damn good, actually, for what it is.
liquid amber and apple filling is just such a heavenly combination, and everything else there too is just really good flavors. So it just looks like it's like would be pretty good. So
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but I wouldn't call it an apple cider donut. You
What
know,
would you
that's
call it?
just a light apple cider something.
You would call it apple deliciousness.
Yes, it is.
Got it.
That apple filling, man. Go get it. Put it on your list.
yeah,
sure.
it's pretty good.
That's a must.
Definitely. All right, Rin or Demented? Which one of you would like to go next?
I'll get it out of the way. She got brave. I'll go.
All right.
Yay.
Well, I had pretty much like one shot at this, and I was sick this week, which I'm still kind of sick. So I had to rely heavily on my husband, and I picked Alfred Pudding's brain some because I went and got every possible flavor that I thought might work, and put them on my desk. And I'm like, oh my god, now what? Anyway, so he helped me pick and choose. But I ended up, to me, they aren't really like yellow cake. They're more like a kind of a cross between yellow and white cake when you have a cake donut. And they're kind of dry if you get them. To me, they're drier than like a glazed donut. So I ended up going with like fluffy white cake and the glazed donut as my main cake note. But then I wanted to warm it up, so I added some pumpkin bread to get it a little yellow and just a tiny bit of graham cracker to get it back to the yellow. And I figured that the seasoning in the pumpkin bread would help because the outside of that was like really coated with like cinnamon and sugar. And so I wanted it to be spice heavy. And then I added just a hint of vanilla to give it a little bit of that note. And then I tried to use, I used the Flavora eggnog to add some more of the spice to it and some of the creaminess back into it. So I didn't want it quite as greasy as like a glazed donut, but it still needed some moisture added back in because I did use powdered sugar for my coating. And I also used the apple filling to, get my apple in there because I saw it as, having a hint of apple in it. And then I still thought it needed a little bit to be a little more sweeter, so I added some super sweet. And I also added a tiny bit of rich cinnamon because to me, like I said, it's just rolled in cinnamon and sugar. So I wanted more cinnamon in there. And I had my husband taste test it for me, and he swears it's like on the inhale, it tastes like a cinnamon powdered donut. And then on the exhale, he gets the apple cider. But my taste buds, if you can't tell by my flushed face, aren't to be trusted right now. I'm still kind of feeling crappy.
Well, it's refreshing to see somebody else use the flavors.
I was just going to say, I bet Jen's really happy to see this.
I messaged her right before the show, and I'm like, oh my God, please tell me you have more than 4 flavors. Or I'm going to look like an overachiever or something.
And I was like, oh, no worries. Mine is probably more than yours, but I hadn't seen hers. We're actually at the same number.
I was like, oh my God, I'm going to look like an idiot.
There's no such thing. This is what we do. You know what I mean? As long as it tastes good, well, I can tell you one thing about it. When you mix with this many flavors, you'll have a lot less people that'll mix it, but the ones that do will really, I think, they enjoy it. They'll also try to find a way to simplify it. They're like, that's too much. Let's see if we can consolidate some of this. Because that's what Emily would do with my mixes. She'd be like, okay, what can I make?
Oh yeah, I'd be yanking stuff. This can go. This needs to go.
I try to keep it in a certain amount.
To my husband because he does like these cake donuts, and I'm not a big fan of them. So I'm like, does this taste right to you? Because I have like one shot at this. And he liked it.
I don't like cinnamon. Cinnamon to me always tastes metallic. So my goal was to use flavors that had spice in them that would not give me the metallic note.
Interesting. Now, if I don't have pumpkin bread, what else could I use?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't think there is anything. I mean, it's so unique, and it's like It's almost like rye bread. Like, it's wholesome and like weedy.
Weird.
Yeah, I haven't had it very long, and I was reading that it gets weird if you get it very high. So I just add a little. I didn't really want it to taste like pumpkin bread. I used it for the spice and to try to, warm up the white cake, kind of somewhere between a yellow and a white cake. And I think it worked really well.
Cool.
Yeah, I can see where a little bit of that would kind of condense, thicken up your donut, and make it a little more cakey.
Well, and plus the guys have all been bitching about pumpkin spice, so I thought if there's any chance that they're going to have to try this, then they could have some pumpkin spice, damn it.
Is there a lot of pumpkin spice in that one?
Nah, it's not too bad. To me, it's more cinnamon, but I did want a little bit of that other fall seasonings in there, so that's why I used the eggnog and then that too. It was like an added bonus.
Cool. Looks very interesting.
It looks really good.
Appealing. It looks like it's got a lot of dimensions to it.
I like how you you got the spice from the eggnog and the graham cracker with the cinnamon and the spice from the pumpkin bread and a little bit of that rich cinnamon. So it's like a complex spice layer instead of just like one flavor giving you that spice.
Well, I'm glad you see that, because I was like, it probably looks like I'm trying too hard right now, but it was good.
No, it looks good. It doesn't, and there's no such thing as trying too hard when it comes to mixing. You got to make it your way and how it tastes best.
Exactly. It's DIY. Make it to how you like it. If you like 20 flavors, use 20 flavors. I mean, be okay with us giving you crap about it, but use 20 flavors. If you want to use 20% of flavoring, do it.
And next time, have Emily load it into the account so that she can really get upset about it.
I knew exactly why she was cussing as soon as she said that she put your recipe in. I'm like, why on earth would you volunteer? You like never have a short recipe.
I do. I think I made one that was short.
A lot of your recipes are like 5 or 6, sometimes 7. So I'm thinking, all right, whatever, no big deal. Like, I have some time before the show.
Rin has had to do this before. She knew. She was.
Yep. Never doing that again.
She cussed me out that day when she did it for me too. So
yeah, that won't happen again. Sometime before the show, and then you did not.
You're doing it your own damn self from now on.
And it's been done for a while, so I mean, I had no excuse, but I had an excuse because I was waiting till today to load it, and then I didn't.
Well, you should do what I do and put it in there, but keep it private. And then today you could have just gone in and unchecked that box.
I know.
You gotta think ahead,
I know. Not. We can't all be as organized as you, Emily.
That's true. I'm pretty special.
She's like, yeah. That's true. I'm the man.
All right, Rin, you're up, girly.
Sorry, I was looking at Facebook. It was related to the show. I just wanted to make sure our person was tagged, and he wasn't.
Oh, did we say who did the picture? We should probably say that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. It was Ryan Wagon Schutz.
Oh, right. Ryan. Thanks, Ryan, if you're out there. Thanks for posting the pic. Okay.
Yeah, he's on Facebook, so he's somewhere. All right. So mine, I wanted something pretty specific. I wanted like those spiced donuts that you would find like at the store. Has like little powdered cinnamon sugar on them. That's what I want like my base to be, is that nice cinnamony, thing going on. It's pretty specific, and I figured the TFA frosted donut was perfect for that. I know a lot of people don't like that flavor, but it is a spice donut. Like, it's pretty spot on a spice donut in my opinion. And I wanted it to be like infused with apple. I started to go the apple cider route, but I didn't really like the way it came out for me. I didn't really think of using the liquid amber because I don't use that flavor often. That might have worked, but I didn't do it. So I just used the Flavora apple filling as part of the apple, like that nice baked apple Plus, it's just a great flavor. And it has like that cinnamon infused flavor as well. Then I use the Purelum Country Apple at 1.5% just to enhance the apple note because it was kind of lost with like the donut aspect and the spice aspect. So I wanted to kick that up a little bit. Because of that flavor, you do have to let it steep. I mean, plus it's donut anyway, so you probably have to let it steep anyway. Because at first, and I don't have a lot of experience with the Purelum Country Apple, but it was almost borderline perfumey, which was weird. It was just kind of too much tartness or acidity or something, but it does mellow down pretty quickly, so that's good. And then I used Wonder Flavors Glazed Donut, which it really doesn't have a prominent donut note to it, but I did like the nice sweetness that it provided. That's why I kept it kind of low because I didn't really want it to be a glaze, but it worked for giving it like a sweetness that you would find from a donut. And then it's kind of cut off at the bottom, so I'm going to go over here. I also did use something that probably most people won't have is the Nick Vape Old Fashioned Donut, which is not on all the flavors, at least not that I was able to find. So it's in the notes at 0.5%. And it just adds that more of a donut note because without it, it wasn't super heavy on like a donut. It just tasted like a cinnamon apple bakery of some sort. But that donut greasy kind of flavor, which is what that is, helped it be more accurate of a donut flavor. So I guess if you had that deep fried Wonder Flavor dough thingy, that might work because that's what it sounds like it is. So you could use that if you don't have, because the Nick Vape is hard to find. I've only seen it on DIY Vapor Supply. So you can use that to just increase the donutness.
You know, I'm really happy to see you use Frosted Donut by TFA. That flavor does not get enough love. And it's not really a donut flavor, right? But it's like the frosting on a donut, right? Like the glaze. Is that what you get from it?
You don't think it's a donut?
No, I get a spiced donut from it. If you've ever had Donut Pounder by Grim Green, I'm pretty sure it's what it is. It's just straight up TFH frosted.
Oh, really?
Donut.
See, yeah, I never get much donut. I get way more glaze than donut from it. Kind of like how Capella vanilla cupcake is more icing than cupcake. I get like TFA frosted donut is more donut than, or more frosting than donut.
Yeah, I just get frosted donut or a spiced donut. I don't really get much glaze from it.
Any Play-Doh?
No. I don't tend to get Play-Doh from.
Did you guys see Dimlin's eyes? Her eyebrows went up. She was like pulled out the notebook. She's writing her note.
No, I've got the flavoring right here, but I don't detect any Play-Doh. So I was thinking about using it, but I didn't. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like a borderline. You know how like the donuts that are like brown, they're like cinnamon sugar donut. They're kind of almost dry because they're like crumbly. That's what it is. It's just really dry spiced donut. I don't really get a glaze on it personally. It's sweet, but it's not. I don't get glaze from it.
That's what.
Maybe I use it too low. I don't know.
That's what all the flavor notes say on ELR. That there's no donut involved in that. So they're liars.
Well, I'm very
sensitive. Or maybe they're using it. I don't know. Maybe just different percentages. You know, maybe they're using it higher, and so when you use it lower, you get more of the donut. I don't know. I'll have to break my frosted donut out, and that's the thing.
I broke mine out.
I mean, it's definitely not Play-Doh, and maybe that's what they're looking for is a heavy yeast. It doesn't have a heavy yeast note. That's for sure. And it is more of like the flavor of the donut more than the donut itself. But it tastes like a spiced donut. You do need something else to bump up the donut part of it a little bit to make it more, not cakey, but donut-y or whatever you would call that.
That's interesting. I'm going to have to pull it back out and play with it because
I'm mixing this up and I'm playing
in a cereal base to add the sweetener to it. And that donut mixed with meringue was like blow in your mouth sweetener. Like it was really sweet and delicious. So thank you for that, Rin. And Emily, thanks for pointing that out because that's a really good point. That's really a good flavor I haven't used in a really long time.
Yeah. One thing to note is that my dad vapes higher wattage than I do, and I had him try it right after I made it. It didn't really steep at all, and he said he did get Apple Jacks from it. So you might get Apple Jacks. I can't guarantee what you'll get. I get a donut-ish. It hasn't been steeping that long. And I didn't add the old-fashioned donut to it at that time. So,
well, Apple Jacks is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's just
I was just saying, like, if there's a good Apple Jack flavor, that's good too.
I was just thinking that too. I was like, wait, did you just come up with Apple Jacks? Hold on. I gotta go mix your shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna mess with it after he said that. First, he told me he got strawberry oatmeal, and I'm like, no, like you need to vape that a little bit more because that's nowhere close.
Like cake and Jolly Rancher from everything.
Well, he was drinking like some kind of cherry soda thingy, so I think it was just kind of
the combination.
Yeah.
I'm definitely mixing yours up because I need to know if you just made an Apple Jacks on accident.
Yeah. Well, let me know.
So the Nick Vape donut, like, how necessary is that to this?
The what?
I noticed you just have it in the notes.
Oh, that's because it wasn't on all the flavors to put on there. So
okay. Have you made a version without it?
Yes, that's the Apple Jacks version. It's like I said, it's not essential, but if you want more of a donut note, you will have to add something else to it. So you could add maybe the Wonder Flavors deep fried dough or whatever, because it sounds from the description to be similar. I don't have that flavor, so I can't say that. Otherwise, you're not going to get a really heavy donut-ish flavor without it. That's the only difference. It's still good. It's still very good. It's just not very donut heavy.
Cool.
Labworks is asking about the vape train donut. You guys have any experience with that?
I don't have that one.
Yeah, I don't have that.
No, I don't have that one either. Never used it. What's it like?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have it. I've read that it's not great. So
it's one I don't have.
Where'd you read that?
Either on Reddit, ELR, all the flavors, or all the other places. You go look at all the different research places. ECF.
Cool. No, I haven't tried that one yet.
Up. Oh, good. We're all on screen. Not that stupid big old screen now.
You don't like the gallery. You don't like the spotlight?
I don't mind it if I'm not on the show. My new dog Piper wants to say hi. Hi.
Hi, Piper.
Hi. There she is. Hi, Piper. Isn't she cute? Little monkey circus dog.
Aw.
Monkey circus dog.
We gotta love the puppers.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm right on the camera. I just saw myself for the first time on now that we went to gallery view, and my camera's too close, guys.
You're fine.
You're fine.
But I can't see it. My glasses on top of my head instead of on my eyes, but it's because they're my dorky glasses. So I didn't want to come on with my really dorky glasses. These are my super nerd.
You look fine. You're too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, Demilin and Courtney, or aka Demented, thank you so much for coming on, and just we love talking to other mixers, and you guys. I know Courtney's been on a show or two, but I've never seen Demilin like other than in the YouTube chat. So it's nice to kind of breathe some new life into mixing and getting different perspectives and everything. So
yeah, we love guests. We love guests. So ladies, if you want to come on the show, we'd love to have you. We have a list of guests, and we are trying to bring ladies in because we like the different perspectives. We like to be able to see, what do you have? How do you mix different than us? Because everybody knows I have my 10 flavor mixes, and Emily has like her 5, and Rin has her super lows, and we like to mix it up because we learn something new from our guests every time. We learn something new from each other all the time. Eventually, we're all going to meld into one mixer, but
true that.
When we have our guests in, we something else gets thrown in that pot,
For sure.
Yeah.
So should we
hanging out with you guys. I always watch you, but it's hard for me to catch you on Sunday, so I watch you Monday morning with my coffee. So it's weird being in here, and then my mic was screwing up so I was being quiet.
Well, thank you for coming. For real.
I always try and make this one.
We've gone over just a little bit.
That's all right. Well, before we go,
or Courtney have anything they'd like to say? Anything they learned from this experience?
I learned that donuts suck. I already knew that, though. I already know that.
Emily cusses every now and then. That was new. I don't think I've seen her cuss hardly ever. That was actually entertaining.
I can bring that out on somebody. I can bring that out in people.
And Ren's even sneakier behind the scenes than she is, in front.
Oh, yeah.
Like I snuck right in there with the sneakiness on you.
Little ninja Zoomer.
The little ninja. That's what I'm going to start calling her, too. And she wears her cat eyes, too. So it's super ninja.
Super
Rin.
Like on Rin time, is that what this is? It's payback.
Yeah, it's your turn. How do you
Your turn.
Just let me troll in the chat, damn it. I'm good at it.
You're super sneaky.
That's your job.
Troll.
Yeah, at least I'm a good troll, unlike some other people.
Let's before we go, let's show everybody what our next week's photo is.
Ooh, what's it gonna be?
Let's see.
Oh no!
Looks like yeah.
Chocolate, freaking
No,
chocolate.
too bad.
You want to come back, Dimmy?
No.
Yes.
He
Pencil
loves
shavings
chocolate.
number 2 style.
Yeah. Number 2.
You're muted, Bo. So muted.
Oh. Yeah.
Talking
Yes,
away.
she is.
Hold on. Everybody, close your eyes. I got something to do here.
I think that flew over to Rin's screen.
Hey.
Yeah, that was Rin.
I was trying to give you the heads up. You're going on, and nobody heard a damn thing.
And we're in gallery, so everyone sees it.
What's that the first time?
So what kind of dessert is that? That's like a something with chocolate. And then there's chocolate chips on the bottom, maybe?
Custard or a pudding or
It looks like pudding to me. Is that white chocolate or
Ricotta?
I don't know what that would be.
Or is it eggnog?
It's probably Bavarian cream.
Could
Might be Bavarian cream. Now the trick is, how are we going to get that chocolate on top, or is it really chocolate? Or is it a cinnamon stick?
Yeah, the trick is to do
Oh.
2 different types of chocolate, the bottom and the top. Right? That's the trick.
Oh,
Or the
yeah. You're going to
cookie
get
at the
separation with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. RF
That'd be-
cookies and
that'd be fun.
cream.
Or do we
cookies
just
and
ignore the
cream right
picture
there.
and make what we
Bam.
want, like we do sometimes?
Pretty much like we always do. Just ignore the picture and make what we want.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a challenge. I don't know who put that up there, but thanks a lot, bud.
Oh yeah, who hold on.
I did the
And we're
donut.
running out of pictures, guys, in chat. You guys need to give us some more pictures.
Shelly Corey submitted that picture for us. And like Jen said, sorry I didn't mean to interrupt you. We're running out of pictures. Submit some more ideas on our Facebook group. James, you want to spam that the link out there in chat if you can?
Or
Anyone?
Rin's got it. She's our chat.
Oh, thank
What
you.
do I have?
Oh, you don't? I got it. It's okay.
Give us links to their pictures. We need more pictures.
No, you just don't want the pictures that are there. That's what that is.
Yeah,
There's
we
a
have
lot
lots
of
of pictures.
I don't see it
I
in the
said there was a
post.
lot of pictures. I gotta have to agree. There's like a buttload of pictures.
But we
Yeah, I
haven't
wanna
had
do
any submissions in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, not recently,
But
no.
we've got lots to catch up on, so.
You don't want to do a bearded man?
Dave, we don't want any more of your pictures, mister.
Decline due.
No, David, no.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I think we'll invite Dave to be a judge
Yeah,
at
he
some
might-
point, and
he
if he
might,
keeps putting pictures, we can all make a picture for him to vape. We can make a recipe for him to vape if he's the judge.
That's right.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week.
Let's thank let's thank Bull City for
Our
flavors
sponsors.
Good old Bull
for giving
City.
us the flavors that we mix with week
Yes.
after week, and for providing us with pretty much what we need for our flavors, and then always keeping good touch and responding to my late emails and stuff like that, because I'm not the best at talking to them when I should. And then let's thank James for being behind the scene and putting this together, and always running the stream and showing up and making sure that we all look fabulous and that our sound is right and all that good happy horse stuff. And thank you to our guests and the boys that are going to be judging us, Flavora for sending us flavors, and who else do we got?
E-cig Express for helping hooking us up with the winners of our competition and making sure the judges have what they need.
And then if anybody wants some one-shots, Emily has a one-shot over there. Where do you have your one-shots, Emily?
Oh, gosh. I have them a lot of places. I have a one-shot at ECX. I have a one-shot at Chef's Flavors with the EJM crew. I have 2 of them there. And I've got a one-shot at Wizard Labs as well with the
So
EJM.
do your one-shots have your name on them? How do they find it?
Yeah, they've got my name on them. The ECX is just under mlNikon, and the Wizard Labs and Chefs is under the EJM one-shots. But they each one has their the mixer's name on it, so they know it's me.
Yeah, I got Copel and Adams, their holiday ones there, and it shows it on the bottle. It helps.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, anybody want anything they want to show? You can catch me on Wednesday nights at the Flavor Pro show with Jen Jarvis, and
I like that show.
Courtney's there as well. Anybody else? Rin has her own YouTube show. When's your show, Rin?
Lies. I do not have any show.
Oh, yes, you do, young lady.
You're just on.
Hold on, let me give you the look.
You know, it's really funny because the only way I find out when she's on is when Fresh advertises her show.
She's giving
Pretty
her
much.
the look.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm like every
Let me
other
give you the look.
Sunday. Yeah, I'm every other Sunday. So like if you don't see me on Fresh's show, then I'm on the next day. And if you see me on Fresh's show, you won't, because I just do one. And then the show.
Okay. So we can catch you on Fresh's show or on your own show.
Yes.
What time's Fresh's show?
Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Got it.
10 o'clock Pacific.
Got it. Anybody else have anything?
No,
No?
Having me on.
you'll see me in
Well,
chat.
thanks for coming on, guys.
I hope it was fun. Talk to you
We'll
guys
have to have
later.
you on again at some time.
Thanks.
She's like, bye, I want to go.
Yeah.